Hey there, shalom, shalom. Welcome to our home office in Mauritius. We cannot wait to tell you in this video about what we've been experiencing here and a few things that have left us completely shocked. You're going to want to watch until the end because this is a juicy, inspiring video about our life in Mauritius, Africa.
Yes, family, welcome. Look, I know you guys smell that. I know you guys hear that. Maybe you don't. Look, this is our life. It's the morning time, and we wake up to this beautiful, beautiful view, seeing over our balcony just how beautiful this place is, just having this breath of fresh air. Because I know it's a lot of places in the world right now where you just cannot have that fresh air. So it is very important to know, hey, there is places where you can go, such as Mauritius here, where you can actually breathe healthy air. So for us, the health aspect of Mauritius is beautiful when it comes to fresh air, when it comes to the organic food, when it comes to life in general. If you are living, you should be living an abundant life. And this is what Mauritius is really giving. Ever since we've been here for the past year, we just have been growing in abundance. And we're just so thankful to the Most High to just allow us to be in this space, just to be in this environment, to know, hey, this is possible. And we want you guys to know that too.
Exactly. You're experiencing it right now. This is the outdoor side of our office balcony, and it's gorgeous. We have a few different balconies. We have our bedroom balcony, we have the rooftop, we have this balcony. Our children have their own little balconies that they can look over the little suburban village area that we live in. So beautiful, so majestic. The nature is just stunning. But I want to take you through a journey with me. I want to take you through the last year. I want to take you through when we were in Kenyan Airways. We got off the plane, came to Mauritius, saw how immaculate the airport was welcomed in by the airport immigration, by the people there. They were so welcoming. They were like, enjoy your holiday, have a good time. We get off the plane, we eat our food in the subway, great. We go to our Airbnb, welcomed by the Airbnb host down in the south. Shout out to New Grove, Mauritius, beautiful place. The internet isn't like super good in that area, but it's so beautiful. It's so local and natural. We had an Airbnb that was overlooking the mountainside and the ocean side in the south. The south is really something to experience now. Then we headed north to where we now stay. We stay in the northern region of Mauritius, and we experience the malls. We experience Pamplemousses Park. We experience how beautiful the houses are and what it actually looks like to lease property here, because having a lease is required for our digital nomad visa, right? So experiencing what property management in a concierge feeling feels like was just like, wow. Like, they outdo America times 100. When you go to get your lease here, obviously they're not doing all these credit checks, all these extra checks, all this and all that and all this other stuff. They're like, yeah, we're real cool, we're real relaxed. They had everything that we needed available for us readily. And that was one of like the biggest things. And I guess it's maybe a pattern that is here in Mauritius. Like, that biggest thing that shocks me here is how professional, welcoming, and like concierge service the people are, if I can put it in that way. Like, you'd have to be here to understand, but it's like everywhere you go, you feel like it's like a concierge service for you. It's so amazing. It puts you in a great mindset, especially in a work mindset. We work from home. We are digital nomads. We own an online business that caters to finance and real estate companies in North America, in the Middle East, and in Australia. Okay. And so it's so good to be in a good mood. It's good that you have your infrastructure that works, your internet. Our internet bill is very affordable. And so all these things combine together to allow us to live our best life abroad while we build our business, build our family, and live our dream life on an island.
For me, I just love coming out here, just feeling the sun just beating on my face and knowing like, wow, this is really one of the things that us as a people has to have, is this healthy sunlight, this medicine from above. Like, it's just so beautiful to have. But coming here to Mauritius, it's in a way here, Mauritius, when you step off the plane to the airport and you're doing business, just as my wife was just talking about, they really care about business, customer service, and it just makes sense. It really just makes sense. Mauritius is very wise, right? Mauritius has common sense. And that's what you really need in the times that we're in, because a lot of things does not make sense at all. So our experience from Tanzania coming to Mauritius, it's a lot of things that make sense. Like just for example, when we traveled around that island and we went to the east side of the island, they have wind powered turbines for electricity, and that's because the wind blows heavily from the east. And it's like, that's smart. That's very smart. And when we came, or when we left Tanzania, which is right on the coast, just say Dar es Salaam, which is right on the coast, it's like, man, why doesn't countries invest in stuff like this that makes sense to benefit the country for the electricity? So when I say, hey, Mauritius has common sense, the things that they do like that, it just makes me like know that the country that we're in right now is going to be wise in these last days. And you have to be wise in these last days. You have to be in a place where they're going to make the wisest decision for the country, the wisest decision for the community around, for the environment. So for me, Mauritius, it just makes sense. Like I know that a lot of people are probably like, what do you mean? It really just makes sense. And you have to be in this environment to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, something that you were saying really triggered my mind to think about when we were visiting Port Louis, as we've been researching, picking up books on the history, asking locals about the history of the country, understanding the different demographics, and even knowing that the abolition of the slave trade here is coming up this weekend in Mauritius. That's what we're celebrating here on the island. It's interesting how this country has gone through a lot. They did have to go through a slave trade. They did have to go through having indentured servants. They did have to go through colonization. But similar to a few other countries in Africa, they found a way to not have this victim mentality and all that. They found a way to build back and build better and become basically the Singapore of Africa, become a huge power structure. It's just this small island on the map, and it should be inspirational for other African countries, and it should also be a wake-up call for what's possible when corruption isn't in the mix, because Mauritius is on the list of the least corrupt African countries, and that is something that is super important for us. We now understand the dynamics of corruption in Africa, and no, it's not as bad as corruption in America, but it's still annoying, especially if you're running a business, if you have a family, if you want safety. And so these are things that we always tell people about, Botswana, Namibia, Ghana, Senegal. These are other countries that are on the least corrupt African country list. And so it's such an honor to be here. It's so beautiful to understand the different dynamics that are happening on the continent, seeing, okay, this is what it's like in East Africa. This is what it's like in Southern Africa. This is what it's like in places that have digital nomad visas. This is why these things work. This is why certain policies are the way they are. These are some of the things that we absolutely love and have shocked us about Mauritius, because, to be honest, we didn't necessarily know if we were going to stay this long and continue to stay when we left. We were like, okay, let's just go on a vacation, see how we like it. We'll probably be back to East Africa, or maybe we'll go west or whatever. Maybe we'll get the digital nomad visa, maybe we won't. Whatever we want to do, we'll just see it as we go. But being here, experiencing this island, living here, the island just begins month by month to really have this position in your heart. Like, you just end up falling in love with the place, with the people, with the culture, with the nature. It's real easy to fall in love with the nature. They got mountains everywhere. There are malls here that just overlook the mountainside. Like, the views here are immaculate. They're mind-blowing. The beaches, the boats, the food. Oh my gosh, the food. I thought I was going to miss Ethiopian food because that's my favorite type of food. But this food here, oh my gosh, it is so good. There are so many different types of cuisines. You have the local Mauritian cuisine. You can have authentic Chinese cuisine. You can have your boba tea, your regular coffees. You can have all types of stuff, okay? And that, look, It's the full experience. Mauritius hits like the full experience. In marketing, we have something called UX, user experience. So you're always looking out for the experience of someone that comes across your website or the mobile app or whatever product you're developing. Mauritius has got that down packed for expats. The entire experience is almost flawless, like very close to flawless, because, like my husband was saying, it's just logical. Stuff just works. You process your visa, it works. You process your residence, it works. There's not any extra steps. There's not jumping through a hoop, jump out the hoop, jump up and down, go sideways. There's no games. You just do it and it's done. And that's so beautiful. It enables you to have so much peace. And it really brings the scriptures to life, where the Most High continues to say in Torah, do not defraud your brethren, do not take a bribe, do not do all these things. And it's like, wow, living in a country that does abide by those laws, it's a total game changer than anything that you're used to. And we do understand that a country like this is very far and few on the planet, because all countries have some type of corruption. But I gotta say, that least corrupt African country list, you already know they're going to be way, way less corrupt than America. You already know you're not gonna have the corruption you see happening in the West. You already know it's not about to be a hot mess. So it really feels like, hey, this is a place that is chosen and picked out for the remnant to just rest, relax, feed themselves, take care of your children, just enjoy life, enjoy living amongst the locals, enjoy learning the history, because it's so complex and so beautiful.
Although Mauritius seems small, although you look on a map and you just see a little dot, you have to do your research and you'll be shocked on the results that you see. Mauritius is one of the fastest growing populations of millionaires that you can find. Like that should tell you something right there. So the people with money, they will come here, or the people that has money will come, stays here, and that's the environment that you want to be in. Because if look, I know we did a video on this, and this is something that you really have to understand. We did a video on this talking about a product of your environment. So just think about that for a second. If you really want to be in that space of being a millionaire, you got to be in the right environment. You got to be around the right people. So for us, Mauritius just makes sense. And I'm going to keep saying it. It just makes sense to the point where growth is here to stay. And you're just going to continue growing no matter what it looks like. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And we greatly appreciate all the support. And shout out to you guys for staying tuned to the end. Shalom.